So here's a close-up of that card we're going to be making today. I absolutely love how it turned out with this cute little seahorse, and he wiggles. Look at him wiggle. Wiggles and wobbles. And the awesome thing is that little wobble feature, it smooshes flat for shipping. So you don't have to worry about that mechanic getting messed up. But I really don't even think this card really fully videos well for the video. But anyway, love this. So a lot of coloring, a lot of different things used. So let's just get right to it. So of course, to make this, we're going to be using the Seaside Notions stamp set, which I absolutely love because I have a thing for seahorses. They're awesome. So we're going to be stamping with that. And then besides this stamp set, we're also going to be using for our Little Mermaid the just this one stamp set from the Magical Mermaid stamp set. Now I still have the old wood mount, but this is still a current set, but it's not available in wood anymore. It is now in the brand new and amazing cling. So you can't get it in wood anymore, but it's in the even better cling. So ignore the fact that I have it in wood for this video. I just haven't upgraded my set as of this video yet, but I will in the future pretty soon. Anyway, but it's just for that awesome silhouette. Alright, so besides our featured stamp sets, we're using a lot of ink, starting with Memento, some crumb cake for our sand, some So Saffron, some Coastal Cabana, and some Bermuda Bay, which I think are just beautiful colors all together. We're going to be using some coordinating sponges to sponge on those inks, mainly for the blue and yellow, so Saffron, the Bermuda Bay, and the Coastal Cabana. We're going to be using a lot of blends, so we're going to do some blends coloring. So, light and dark, crumb cake, the dark soft suede, the dark Cajun Craze, the actually I think I just used I grabbed both, but I only used the the black as needed to touch up the mermaid. And now I'm having trouble remembering. Oh, nope. Yep, I didn't use that one. Never mind, put that offside. This is the dark smoky slate for our background of the cave. The dark and light Bermuda Bay for our seahorse. And the dark petal pink for doing some little details on our seashells. Okay, so lots of different colors there. To punch out our cave hole, we're going to be using the 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and then also just trimming out some of the edges with our paper snips. And yes, there is fussy cutting in this video. Fair warning, a fair amount of fussy cutting for our seashells and for our seahorse because there's not a coordinating die for the seahorse. So, paper snips. Alright, we're going to be using some Whisper White. Our front panel is going to be cut at 5 by 3 1/4. Our back panel that we're sponging at, we're going to start that at 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're also going to just need a scrap for some stamping. This is like a it's like a 2 1/2 inch scrap. But basically it just needs to be big enough for a seahorse and a couple shells. So this is probably longer than I will need. Right, and this is just our normal Whisper White. For our card base, we are yet again going to be using the amazing and gorgeous gold foil envelope cards and envelopes that are just beautiful. I mean, you just don't have to do much with them at all. Come with those coordinating envelopes. It is a set of 20. They are lovely. I love them. So we're going to be using those. For our little bling at the bottom, you can use so much for your bling at the bottom. I, of course, am going to be using some of those metallic pearls. They come in a set of gold and silver, but I really kind of like the pop of the little gold. We're going to be using some of the Stampin' Up! Basic pearls for the pearl on our little oyster right there, and just, you know, wherever. The new gorgeous Noble Peacock Rhinestones, which if you haven't checked these out, they're absolutely gorgeous. So I thought they just kind of added a little pop, a little bling for some gems at the bottom of the sea. But really, I mean, you can throw whatever little rhinestone embellishments, things that you have sitting in your craft room for the bottom of this mermaid's cave. Really kind of could be just about anything. So lots of different options, but I really loved just kind of the little blinged out cave base. So that's what we're going to be using for those. Now, next question, how in the world did you make the seahorse wiggle? For those, we're going to be using Action Wobbles. These things are awesome. This is the first time I've used them, period, and in a video. There will be a link, as with all of the products featured in this video, in the video description. So I purchased these off Amazon. They're easy. It is a peel and stick, and it's a little plastic spring. So it's a peel and stick on either side, and the hard plastic side is the side that's going on the bottom, and the soft plastic is on the back of your image. So really, really easy. You'll see when we get to it. And I think, of course, liquid glue. Don't want to forget that. And, and then we're also using one of the journaling pens just to give him a little dot on his eye, because I felt like he needed a dot on the eye. I double check. I think that is everything we used in this video. Now, because there's so much sponging and coloring, I'm going to do a lot of fast forwarding, and I did a fair amount of pre-coloring and pre-cutting just to try to keep the video length down, because nobody wants to sit and watch me just color and sponge for a while. But this is a project you can do, so don't feel intimidated. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that heads up that I am going to be fast forwarding just to try to keep that short and simple. Alright, so I think we got everything covered, so let's get started. So we're going to start with some stamping and some coloring. Alright, so we have pre-done everything. Now it is time to assemble. So hopefully you guys didn't mind my speed stamping and coloring, and that did make the video considerably shorter. Find the one seashell that snuck away. Alright, so this way I can also show you guys how to do the fun little wobble element. But let's start with adding our little mermaid. So you guys may be wondering why I had you guys sponge such a bigger piece than what you actually needed for our cave entrance. And that's because depending on how it's sponged, everybody's going to be a little different. So this gives you a little bit more to work with. So you can kind of slide it around and kind of put in your window what part of the sponging looks best to you. Personally, I like the yellow halo as kind of the center for stamping the mermaid, but depending, it might not be the best part. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. But for gluing that on, I just like to do a little bit on either side of my cave. There we go. Of course, it's going to be dry. There we go. Come on. No, I didn't speed up the whole video just so the glue can be dry. Oh, I'll just grab this other one. There we go. Okay, so I just like to put a little glue on either side. Yeah, and then I can wiggle it and adjust as I need and just cut off the excess. So stick it like right about there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my mermaid, and as I said earlier, your mermaid's going to be different than mine, so ignore the wood block. I like to stamp her right on the little yellow spot. And she did not stamp very well, so this is where having that black, dark, basic black blend is very handy. So I'm just gonna color over her real quick and kind of fill her in. So this is a good handy tip for any of our stamps. If you don't have a stamparatus or your project is not lined up for one, you can always just grab one of the black markers if it's a black stamp and just fill it in. Nobody has to know. We won't tell them. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, a little handy trick. So that's just the dark basic black. You can also do the same thing with the journal pin too. Alright, and then we're just going to trim off that little excess. You could use that for something else. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and add all of our other fun elements. I'm going to go ahead and add that seashell. Which you guys noticed I did some fun just layering with those blends. But your seashells can look totally different than mine. I just tried to research seashell colors, and there's a lot of browns in seashells. They're kind of, if you're trying to keep them looking natural, there are a lot of just browns and beiges, so it's kind of what they ended up looking like. Alright, and then for our little oyster, where's the other half? Oh, did it slide? It slid under something. Well, good thing I have an extra one. I happen to have stamped an extra. I'll just cut him out real quick. Alright, so I just did 2 of that one shell, and we're just going to do a top and a bottom. Just overlap the center just a teeny bit. Depending on where you put your pearl, you may not even see the middle that much. Just a little press. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we are ready for our seahorse and our little action wobble, which this set comes in a pack of 12, and they do have a couple different sizes. So depending on your project, you might want to get a different size, but this seemed like the right one for this project. So, as I said, first time using them, and I'm already in love, so y'all may see these again in other projects. Alright, so you can see this. Let me pull this up a little closer to the camera. So, it's got little hard plastic with the ring, and there's a little plastic spring in the center. Hopefully you guys can see that. I probably should have put something dark behind it. I'm not seeing a very dark shade of anything. Okay, there's blue. Alright. Hopefully that's showing up. Alright. And then there's into focus. Okay. Yeah, so there's a little spring. Okay. So we're going to peel off this little paper tape piece. And it's clear, so you're not going to be able to see it very well. Yeah. There's two sides. And then there's also a little paper tape in the center. We're going to peel that off too. I'm just showing you close to the camera so you can kind of see that. The base is kind of a white plastic, so you will see it a little bit on your projects, but it's not going to matter that much. And then once we put the seahorse on this piece, then we're going to flip it over, and there is there's a little paper we're going to peel off and stick on the bottom. But I just want to show that closer to the camera so you guys could see it first before I do it. Alright, so now we're going to zoom back out. So hopefully that made sense. Readjust here. Okay. Good. Scrap the paper out. Alright, so take paper off, and with anything sticky I try not to touch it too much. Alright, so it will peek up a little bit, but I do try to stick it on just the center, on his tummy of the seahorse. It's the biggest part of him. It's really, no, okay, oh good. Okay, so we're just going to go straight down on him. Just like that. Okay. We'll figure out where we want him. Just like that. Alright, and once you decide where on your card you want him, we're just going to pick him up and peel off that paper backing. A fingernail works good, or the take your pick tool works good. Just peel that right off, and just flip him over and stick him straight down. Give him a little press. There you go. That's all you have to do. And boing, boing, boing. Works great. Now we're just going to deck out our card with all of our fun embellishments. So we're done with the little wobbles. So we're going to go ahead and grab all of the bling and bling it up. So start with those metallic little gold pearls, which are just a fun little accent, and our regular basic pearls. Just all of this fun bling. So let's add that big pearl to our oyster. Right there. And then these, I don't know, they kind of remind me, and yeah, take your pick tool would be really good for this, but I forgot to grab it. There we go. Okay. But yeah, we're just sticking these all over that one. I did not grab the adhesive off that one. There we go. So all over To me, they kind of remind me of just kind of like gold coins almost. Well, maybe they do to you, I don't know. But yeah, not really an exact right or wrong number on these, just kind of till you think it looks full and accomplished. Now for the Noble Peacock rhinestones, honestly these things are gorgeous. I honestly love them so much I kind of almost don't want to use them, they're so beautiful. But that's not the right answer, you should just go buy more. But pretty much just a nice row across is a pretty good amount. Just kind of one of each color was kind of my thought. So just kind of here, there, and yonder. Did not have an exact placement for these. I was just kind of scattering the jewels around, kind of making it look like they just kind of fell. Let's do another one, maybe like here. There we go. We need a pearl right there. So you can see just kind of, it fills out just as you go. So you can just kind of add more, less, just kind of whatever feels good to you with your cave floor. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once you have enough bling out on the base of your cave floor to where you like the look of it, and the other thing you can add too besides those is also the basic just rhinestones, if you want to use those instead, so just the simple rhinestones as well. So add one of those. So just a little diamond. Okay. So that's probably pretty good. I could add more, and I might later. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and add that to our card and call it a done. So pull one of these out, fold, and just adhere it to our card. So quick and easy. That's all there is to it. I've got a little glue on my finger, but there you have a gorgeous mermaid cave treasure card with this fun little bobble seahorse. Don't you just love it? I love it. So thank you guys for watching my card tutorial. All the supplies to make this fun card can be found in the drop-down menu for the video description below. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thanks for watching, and check out, we'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.